How's it going, everyone? Man, my neck beard is getting strong. I'm gonna have to shave that before I go to work tomorrow. But well, I want to start off this video by saying this is not, I'm not bashing Legend Story Studios, right? This is more of a, cry to change your policy, right? So if nobody knows, not many people are talking about it. Legend Story Studios is now a brick and mortar only store supplier for Flesh and Blood. Before they had a single seller policy. You had to be what they had was single seller accounts. And if you registered with your distributor, then you sell single cards, but you couldn't sell sealed product, which is the big thing. You couldn't sell sealed product at all, or they would ban you for life. That was the exact phrase I got when I set up. You will be banned for life. All right, if I sell anything that was sealed. So one, nobody is talking about this. All the other upcoming Flesh and Blood channels, they're already a lot bigger than mine. Nobody has mentioned once about this restriction, or made a video about it, or agreed or disagreed with it, or said how it's good or bad, or it's like everybody's just blind, right? And also on their website, for your sellers, it's like, hey, here's promo items you can use, right? So I made these business cards, and this is actually fan done. Right? I made business cards to go out with every order that I sold. But those are pretty much done. And I finally got the team bags, which took 2 months on back order. It's crazy. But back to, I just find it crazy, because I always have videos playing in the background, while I'm sorting cards, doing inventory, doing all this other stuff. I always got, either music or that playing in the background while I'm doing everything. But the thing that's crazy is you always hear positive, it's always positive, and I don't know, I don't know, because everyone always says hey, they're easy to reach out to, but I mean, I reached out to them 2 months ago, and it was basically when I opened my first box and I opened the first pack. And I was like, man, you can see exactly where the foil is, right? Because they're so curled. And I sent them an email for 2 things. One, I was asking, how do you fix the curl, right? How do you fix it? And the second one was basically asking hey, I'm a new channel, starting off. If you have any promo items that I could put in my background in my videos, I'd appreciate it. I never got anything, but I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's probably a lot of people emailing them, but I was just it's one of those things where it's everybody's talking about how great it is, and then you're left out, and you're just what the hell? But ultimately, the slap in the face is this policy change. So as far as right now goes, Pips Collectibles and Games is dead in the water. This absolutely demolishes our plans as far as selling singles. Building a collection and selling singles. It is pretty much done. There are other avenues, as I talked about in a video before this, the fantasy versus reality video. So, option one, we can keep doing what we're doing. But one, we don't have permission from Legend Story Studios to use our business card, which, because of font and all that other stuff. So the business cards are probably permanently out if I go that route. And then what I would have to do is I'd have to go out and buy boxes on the open market. Now, I had 6 boxes of, six cases of Welcome to Wrath, so I can get this filled. And then I had 6 cases of Arcane Rising, so I can get the other one filled. And that way I can start listing all my singles. And I want to say all together, after fees, I'm pretty sure I can disclose this. Most people, you listen to people like talk about the boxes, they're just, you'll hear it out there. But keep it short. My price point on 12 cases would have been about $1,700 coming up. And for me to do it this way, looking at about an average of $130 a box. And then after taxes, and if they charge shipping, you're probably looking at $150 a box, which means you're looking at about $600 just for one case. One case. And then if you were to do that and do the exact same order I was going to get from the distributor, 12 cases times 600, $7,200. $7,200 instead of $1,700 is the difference I have to pay to keep doing the same thing. And obviously, when you do it this way and you're selling singles, you're not going to make anything. Like, you barely make anything from selling singles in the first place, but you're definitely not going to make anything paying $7,200 for all those cases and filling your inventory. There's no profit margin in there for you. Even if you could try, but I don't recommend it. It's just not feasible unless you pulled a heart and like every box you opened in, you would make a profit. That's really what it is. You'd have to, every box had to be a guarantee. And as we've seen, I've opened, out of the 6 boxes I've opened, I've gotten 1 legendary on Welcome to Wrath, which was the tunic. So, so that's the option. And as I was sitting here, sorting foils, getting ready to put them in the system, I was thinking about it. And I was like, if it would cost me $7,200 to buy those cases, but it would have cost me $1,700 if Legend Story Studios didn't pull everything out. And I've already got a business license, I've already got a tax ID, I've already got everything set up. How much does the LGS cost to rent out? To find a building, rent it out. In my area, it's about $2,000 a month. So, 2,000 plus the 17, that's 3,700. So I could rent an LGS out, start like my own brick and mortar store, get sealed product, and not only can I do tournaments and get promo items and things like that, I can sell sealed product. Because as a single seller, you can't sell sealed product. And I'm just like, I think that's the route to go. Like I said, I was going to be committed to this for a minimum of 3 to 5 years. So even though they changed their policy, I don't plan on just like falling over. I'm going to try this way. hopefully it works. Hopefully, as a company, I can still make it succeed. And then now it looks like we're gonna get a location. But there's a lot in the works and a lot of stuff that needs to get done. So if I'm not posting every week, trust me, it's gonna be hectic. But I'm trying to get it done. But another option, just Legendary Studios, if you see this, you can approve me as a seller, but honestly, I just think the policy should change. I don't think a lot of the local game stores or brick and mortars are doing what's intended, and I think it's unfair to punish the single sellers that are trying to supply players with their cards. Like that's just my stance. And, this is a perfect example. These were only given to LGSs. How did I get one? It's not even opened. Still sealed. It's because an LGS sold it. Right? Like, I wanted the mat and I wanted the lore book that was in it. And the posters I wanted to hang up and use that as promo items. And then it blew up. It blew up in price, and now I can't open it for the material that's inside. Because it's better if I leave it sealed. Because unfortunately, as much as I want to, do hardcore business, at the same time, I'm also a collector, right? Like it's difficult. Like, I know if I open that, it's not going to lower in value. But I mean, like, I'd rather just keep it sealed in the box. Like, I know what's in there. So, or, I mean, if it goes down to the price I paid for it, I'll probably open it. Hopefully, but it sucks, It sucks that whatever's going on, whether it's supply issues or it's just like everybody's demanding boxes, and it's like, hey, we don't have enough to supply everybody, so what we'll do is we'll cut off the single sellers. That's got to solve the problem, and if that's what it is, I hope it is. I really hope it is. I hope it's not the start of just everybody trying to do a cash grab, because like I said, when I think about it, and it's 7,200 versus the 17, like, hey, props to all the LGSs out there that that are selling your boxes and get them out. But if I can get this through and I get it done, I mean, I'm kind of a one-man show, so there's no overhead, no anything like that. So honestly, I think I'm gonna follow in Rudy's footsteps. But the only difference is I'm not selling at market price. Like, if I get a hold of unlimited boxes, I'm never selling above MSRP, right? So you'll have $96.75, and plus shipping. That's pretty much it, and of course taxes. But I'm never going over. As far as first edition product, I have no clue, because my first experience with a first edition run was going to be Monarch, and now my Monarch orders are canceled. So, whoops. And then you can only find them for $300 right now. That doesn't help the players. That doesn't help the collectors. So, I don't know. Figure out something, but right now I'm on a mission. I'm going to try to open an LGS, which wasn't intended this way. I was hoping maybe like a year or two would go by and then like things would like build up and go. But in order to keep doing what I'm doing, I'm going to have to open an LGS. And it sucks because like I said, I'm a one-man show. Like, everything, I still got to maintain my house. I still got to work. I still got to do everything else. There's a lot of stuff to do, and but I'm going to have to push. I'm going to have to push hard. I'm going to have to start putting 110 hours a weekend. I mean, I don't go out. That's never been really my thing. It was in my 20s. you know. But I've always played cards and stuff. Like in my 20s, when that poker boom was going on, I was in there. I was in there for a while, and then when online poker was available, you know, like I was in that deep in the little like, you know, cheap seats, cheap seats, you know, and I thought I was the fucking king because I got up to like 4,000 or 5,000, and then Black Friday happened. And if you don't know what Black Friday is in the terms of poker, you can look it up. But it's basically when the federal government came in and said no more online gambling, and they froze everybody's accounts except for, you know, if you're in Las Vegas, and I think a couple years down the road, New Jersey. But yeah, my account got shit on, and you know, it wasn't my money anyway, so, you know, screw it. But I don't know the direction. But right now, it's cheaper for me to open a store than pay these people or other stores for the same thing I would get. Now, I will say, when I was reaching out for help, as much as people say there's help out there online, you know, it's crickets, all right? There was one person. I had one person say, hey, get in touch with the LGS near you and, you know, see if they'll fulfill your orders for you. You know, that was probably the only advice I got. But other than that, like, it's nothing. Like, there's no help whatsoever. And then I think Facebook Marketplace, it's like probably the second post because it keeps like going up. But, you know, it's just a bunch of LGS's shitting on single sellers. You know, like that's all it is. I'm just like, holy crap, is it really like this closed? You know, like anytime you look up for like selling cards or things like that, it's all the high dollar stuff. Like nobody's posting singles. You know, like the singles amount listed is surprisingly small. So I don't know if I'm the only one like doing it this way, because I've yet to see somebody's inventory like as organized as what I've done, which I probably overdid it. I will give you that because it's bulk, right? It's 10 cents a card. I got a bunch of dimes, just alphabetically order, you know, everything's set. You know, you got your Guardian Ninja, Warrior, Brute, and then I got all my generics over here, which, you know, in the system I just call them any, just any. But I don't know, it's just insane. But I guess I'm making this video to pretty much, you know, that's what the big announcement is, you know, I'm gonna try to do an LGS now because that's the only way I can still do Flesh and Blood. But I will make the promise of unlimited product will never go above MSRP when it's in my possession. So if whatever I get from the store, it's gonna stay at MSRP because, you know, if people are flipping boxes, they're flipping boxes. I've seen people post about like, oh, if somebody flips my boxes, they'll never order from me again. You're charging over the price anyway. You know, like, what are you talking about? I don't know. Like, it's gonna be first come, first serve, but I'm gonna sell at MSRP. I'm not gonna be like, oh, it's the market prices. If you're telling me that at a market price, at the price you pay for the boxes, that you're not making enough to stay afloat as LGS, something's really wrong there. Extremely. But I don't know. Maybe I'll learn another lesson when I open an LGS, and then it's like, hey, you got a lot more expenses than you thought, and you're gonna need it. Which maybe I gotta eat those words. But I see the time already running towards like 20 minutes, so I should probably get off of here. But I don't know. Tell me what you think. You know, like, why is everybody so quiet on this? And, you know, am I just insane for thinking that they made the wrong decision? You know, maybe I'm just thinking too emotionally. You know, it's not logical. Like, I'm just I'm just praying for suicide if I go out and start my own local game store. It's going to be interesting to see what comes in the future. But if I'm not around for a while, I mean, where I'm going to be pretty busy for the next couple weeks or months. But until then, I'll see you next time.